Dave Frecklington, games with Trinity manager. Got away with that, didn't you?
Yeah, big time. Really not happy with the first half performance today. It was unacceptable in terms of everything we warned them about. I thought it'd be another slough, if I'm honest with you. For some reason, player mentality is what I put it down to. Two or three need to, go home and have a real good word of themselves, have a look themselves in the mirror and see why they turned up with that kind of attitude and performance. Spread through the team, and hence why I brought the skipper on at half time, Nathan Jarman, and we was always going to get better, even though it was slightly better. But the pleasing thing is it's a cup game, and you've just got to get through the cup games, and we managed to do that.
In terms of your players' mentality, how do you address that? Because it's not necessarily a training ground issue. How do you speak to them? Do you have to talk to them individually? Do you have to talk to them as groups, like individually, as in the back three, the midfield five? How do you try and address that, the mental toughness they have to have at this level, week in, week out, whatever the opposition is, to go on and perform at their best?
It's one of those, I mentioned and touched on it before the game. It's the fact that we've had big games at this football club since me and Terry have been here. We mentioned the FC Manchester one at the end of last year. Big game that was, and we lost it 5-1. If we would have won, would have stayed up. We did in the end. Slough, obviously, big game. Could have made history. We lost it 6-0. And today felt like that first half today, and can't keep happening. Whether it's just a thing in a cup or what, it's something that I need to address, because we're going to get bigger games going forward. I want to be involved in bigger games going forward. I want my players to be involved in bigger games going forward. And you learn about your players as every game goes by, and we'll address it. And players have got to stand up and step up and take a claim and for a shirt. And second half, I thought we gradually got better. Pleased for Ash, because his work rate every week, he don't change. His energy and his work rate. Sometimes he has an off day, with the ball. But in terms of what he gives the team and his energy and work rate, I'm glad he got his goal, because we've seen them missed at times, but he started away. And obviously Jarmo, great finish for the second one. Probably keeper should do better, but we'll take that. But we're through to the next round of the trophy, which was our aim before the game. We've kept another clean sheet, and it's another win, so I can't be too critical of the lads. But to start a game like that, it was unacceptable.
Yeah, you could have been 3-0 down at half time. Hendrik Ravis has made a good save. Tyron Hare cleared one off the line.
Yeah.
Half time. What was your half time team talk? Because they were slightly better second half. The goal gave them a little bit of confidence. It seemed they ended up starting playing through the lines. It seemed that and defenders were starting to play through to the midfield. The midfielders were going and using the width, and Ashley Walsall was making great runs. So the goal changed things. So, but what did you say at half time? Watching it from the sidelines, I can imagine what I would have said at half time. Is it tear into them, or did you try and encourage them? What was your half time team talk?
I can't really say too much because we're live on air, so I can't really say too much. But I wasn't happy, and the players told that, and obviously the substitution at half time was needed. Obviously they needed a rocket up the backsides, and they was told individually and collectively that that's not acceptable at this football club, because by rights we should have been outside. And credit to Stafford, they've put it on us. They've won their first and seconds, which again is unacceptable. Can accept by getting beat by the better team, but we didn't lay a glove on them, and you could just sense it was being another one of those days where in a big game where the money's at stake and you're thinking it just can't happen. But yeah, things were said at half time, and to be fair to the boys, they've come out second half and there was better than the first half. Couldn't have got any worse. But in general, I thought it was a poor game. I thought both teams weren't great, to be honest. And even though they were slightly better in us first half, we dealt with their threat second half better, and managed to win the game, which is what we all need to be doing. Winning's a habit, and somehow we've won that game today.
Yeah, because I was just going to ask you about the winning habit. It's back-to-back wins here, clean sheets. It just keeps the momentum going. Everybody will turn up next week or whenever the next home game is, and they won't worry about the performance, but it'll be about, we won that one and we won that one. So, like you say, winning's a habit. It seems as much as the big games come along, they struggle especially first half. They seem to struggle with your players, but they get through the games. They keep winning football matches, clean sheets. Ashley Walsall will pop up with the odd goal. So So how would you get rid of that first element of them crossing the white line after being with you in the dressing room? Because that will cost you. If you go to a big team away from home or here and you're playing against a National League team that's decent in the next round or whoever that may be, you're going to get beat if you play like that.
Yeah, we will. And I don't know what it is. It's got to be mental. It's got to be a mental thing going on, because I say there's a lot of players in there played in the Slough game. I'm played in the FC game. I'm hoping that, like you say, you can't replicate them campus performance. You're going to get a bad one, and it's hard to criticise in a way because they've been on such a good winning run.
It's difficult, isn't it?
They've got a lot of points in the league when probably weren't expected to get the points we did. That comes from a really good changing room. The changing room that the lads have, they're very together. They're very, the spirit's great, and it gets overanalyzed at times. Spirit does. The word gets used far too often in football, but that's what gets you results. Eventually, you can have off days, you can play poorly, you in possession, but it was certain things out of possession that worried me today. And I was actually thinking on the bench today, God, if we was playing a league game today, we'd have got absolutely annihilated. But they've found a way, and you can't underestimate a changing room like what we've got. If you play that badly on any given day, you've come back and won the game, and it's something we need to work on. We'll have a chat with the boys on Tuesday. We've got a friendly at Lincoln United where we're going to utilise the lads that haven't been playing, and we'll work, because we've gone Saturday. FC Manchester won 1-0. Played a good Boston team on Tuesday, won the Link Senior Cup final, and we won an FA Trophy game today. So it's not all bad. It's really good, and that's credit to the players. But we have to learn from the first half today and take that into the next game.
Just last question, kind of. I'm just trying to picture what your thoughts would be back in the summer when you probably struggled at the early part of the season, to be where you are now and what you've achieved so far going into the turn of December. 17th in the league, first round of the FA Trophy, first round of the FA Cup. That don't sound too bad.
It's not bad, is it? But let's you're only as good as your players, Mark. And we've got some very, very good footballers in that changing room. They're very together, and I think the reason why they're that little bit tighter is because they've been through the tough times early season. We lost 5 out of the first 7 games. So if you look at the form back from the 7th game onwards, it's very, very good. That's at this level, as you know, you have to have good players to win football matches. You have to have an organisation about you. You have to have a desire and a work ethic, which we've got, which we can't fall below. And we did that today. And like I said, we've managed to get into a habit of winning football matches. FA Cup first round, FA Trophy first round, Link Senior Cup winners, 17th in the league, where we're favourites to get relegated, and we can't get away from that. We've still got a lot of hard work to do, but the players deserve a lot of credit. As critical as I've been today on them, and rightly so, because they've not served up very good performance, but they've served up another win, and another £5,000 for this football club on top of the 50 odd we've earned in the FA Cup. So, like you said, it's not all bad.
Yeah, well done today, mate.
Thank you.
Good luck in the next round.
Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate that. Cheers, mate.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Top man.